If you've been a fan of this channel long enough, you know that I've built plenty of floating shelves. Some shelves are really long, some shelves are really strong. And I've even made videos showing you many different ways of building floating shelves depending on your skill set. Well, today I'm building floating shelves that incorporate LED lights in them in a very beautiful way that illuminate all the beautiful things on those shelves. Let's get our lumber. Always forget how expensive plywood could be. 89 bucks a sheet. Whoa. Freaking dangerous place in the workplace today. All right, I think we're good. Yep, that's another $89 just cha-ching, down the drain. Well, not exactly down the drain. I mean, we're gonna create beautiful shelves, but I'm gonna start telling Irina that it's just too expensive to build floating shelves. Like, we can't afford to build floating shelves anymore. We're on a mission to build 3 shelves, 3 inches wide, 10 inches deep, 6 inches tall. We need to start trimming them up on the old mythical miter saw. Each shelf has 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Big debate here, because I've done, like I said, videos of the beginner way, intermediate, and professional way. The professional way would be to miter these. That all folds together like a puzzle piece. The intermediate to beginner would be just to do like butt joints, like this, and then edge band veneer that. Nothing wrong with it, not a beginner, probably more intermediate, will look totally fine, totally great for sure. I hate this. Let's be extra. Let's miter away. She's perfect. So the little breaker mechanism on the motor itself, Trip, it tends to run the motor hotter because the blade is getting the most pressure against it. You know, the bending downwards, not a clean cut. More resistance equals more heat running through these wires. So little safety mechanism, should do it. Let's see. We're back in business. I even washed the blade so it doesn't have any gunk, and already it's building up some heat marks. Might be time for a new blade. What I've learned, when it's a 45-degree miter, you're essentially adding 3/4 length. So what you would do here is you would subtract 3/4 right here, and then that's where our starting line would be. Don't embarrass yourself, Mizukin. We're still at 10 inches. Onward. Oh, and you could also cut it from the other side, so less measuring. But you get both methods this way. All right, it's game time. This is what we've been training for. This is what we've been prepping for. It all comes down to this, boys and girls. Number 1, let's be patient as all these miters lined up. Number 2, be ready for adjustments. And number 3, most importantly, don't let them see you cry. These are pretty clean miter so far. Very surprised. So far, so good, not bad. They're only gonna get prettier. That's the way you gotta look at it. 1 down, 2 more to go. Wood filler's on, now we have to wait for it to dry so we can sand it and then stain it. We have to start thinking about what else to do to keep ourselves busy. Let's build the supporting brackets. Gonna have one on the wall, one in front of it, and then supporting brackets, wood, screws, and then we'll be able to slide, theoretically, we'll be able to slide the shelves on smoothly. But if we know anything about the way I build is, there's gonna be mistakes along the way. I'm afraid it's going to do a little bit of warping. I'm anticipating it, so I'm going to make sure the thickness gives me enough free play, but I haven't done this in a very long time. Usually I go with fruit wood, but today is a new day. Let's get crazy. A couple of these are gel stains. This is one regular one, fruit wood. It's my go-to all the time, but let's see what these gel stains tend to do. It's like blue. I don't understand. It's called slate. Why is it blue? That's blue. That's hideous. I'm throwing this away. I'm never using this one. Hey, that's nice. It's like a not too yellow, modern enough. That might be a good one. This one's just white. So that's supposed to be like an IKEA kind of look, maybe. And this is just a semi-transparent natural, which I'm assuming is just gonna have a bunch of oil pigments inside of it. Show the options to the missus, thinking she's gonna go with the lighter stuff. She hits me with, do you have any walnut? Who is this girl? And yeah, I do have walnut, surprisingly enough. Okay, walnut it is. Oh, hey, check it out. Brand new merch just dropped for Christmas. Santa's Secret Weapon, wood grain, beautiful touch. And we got T's Santa's Builder. Go grab your one in the description below. Look your best this Christmas. Well, the LED lights showed up. That's cool, I was proactive. But the channel diffusers that sit inside the shelves, they're not gonna show up till tomorrow. And we're not gonna waste time waiting on them. We're gonna keep this momentum party going. So let's at least go start installing our frame supporting brackets and start wiring where the electrical for the lights will be connected to through the wall. Not to mention our dimmer switch and all the fun electrical that comes along the way. Well, welcome to our office. This is where the shelves are gonna go, and this is also in the office where we record Next Door Neighbors podcast with Irina every single week. A lot of fun conversations I had here. Make sure you hit subscribe, and it's available everywhere you listen to podcasts, not to mention YouTube as well. Now let's start finding our studs. Oh, I love the sound of a screw hitting the stud. Oh, power. Pretty dang strong. I'm not a fan of attaching things directly onto drywall because there's enough flex, but considering this is gonna just hold trinkets, that's pretty dang strong. I am so excited to show you guys how the stain turned out. I'm mind blown. I didn't realize walnut will actually look good considering my wife likes lighter things. Next, we gotta consider where we're gonna put the switch. I wanna be considerate that maybe someday this will become, let's say, a guest bedroom. So if the bed is facing here, the backboard, you wanna have a switch relatively closer to the bed, maybe above the nightstand, so you can dim the lights, turn them off however you want. So what do we need to do? Piggyback off of this outlet for power for the switch here, the dimmer. Then run all of our LED lighting on top. Now just gonna figure out how tall an average bed is so I can coordinate to that. Anytime you put in a light switch for something new, you need to consider where the power for it is gonna come off. So outlets like this are a great way to piggyback off of, draw a hot line off of, and then you can wire in your switch. I'm very excited by this tool. I just bought it today. I finally got myself a steel fish tape. Will help me actually feed all these cables all the way through these walls, all while all this other time I just use some steel wire that kept bending. So we'll see how much easier this will get. It'll be easier if I just fed the line first and then try to catch this thing. I should read like a user manual on this. They don't have any user manuals in it. Okay, 10 out of 10. I like it, 10 out of 10. And the reason why it's rigid, so wherever you position this, that's the plane it'll be on. So it doesn't get to be all squirrely that way. Slick, very, very slick. let's see if we got power. Nothing. Lights. Woo! We got power. Because we're gonna be piggybacking 3 different strips of LEDs, this stuff is gonna go behind the wall. This is 18 gauge 2-wire LED light wire. This is the same stuff they use for kitchen under cabinet lighting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish it through here and then have another one come in from there to there, and then we'll connect each LED and it'll be glorious. All the hard wiring is in. Now we just wait for the UPS driver to come and deliver our LED channel so we can start soldering and connect it all together. See you guys in the morning. The LED lighting, I need this to be as diffused as possible. I don't need to see individual little LEDs. So I bought this strip. I've never used this product before from BTF Lighting on Amazon. Each one of these rolls is 20 bucks plus the driver that converts the 110 volts down to 24 volts. The cool thing about this kit is that it actually comes with tools that if you need to solder, splice things together, it comes with things that you can avoid. Like you could put a port of 2 wires in, clamp it together, and you just avoid using a soldering gun. Now, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of soldering, a little connecting in order to get 3 individual lines hooked up into one driver. I think it's gonna be pretty simple, but we all know things come along the way. So I was originally inspired by the floating shelf lights idea by my buddy Brad from Fix's Build Dad. If you haven't seen this video, he created these floating shelves with lights, but he had them battery powered, which you don't have to hardwire it in. In our scenario, we're putting it to a switch, so it's a little bit different story. Great video, go check it out. We're almost there. Once this is all wired in, we'll start putting our channels on and our shelves. So I ran out of any of these male to female connectors. Not a lot of them came with a kit, but I will use an alternative. This is from the automotive world, male to female connector, and then a little bit of heat shrink, and you should be fine. And then the last transition piece, this is the female connector to our little driver. We'll put that in here, secured in place, and we'll be ready for our channels. Almost there. Okay, let's see here. We got power to the driver, but I need one more pigtail to connect this LED light there. The funny thing is, it was not up till last year or earlier this year when I did the bathroom remodel, I didn't know that LED diffusers were a thing, like they existed, until somebody was like, hey, you know, you could have just done that, right? Instead of pouring epoxy. So here we are today, learning new things. Guess you can't just snap them, you gotta feed them through. I don't like this. Okay, there we go. You just gotta, nope, it didn't. Maybe? There it is. This is so annoying. Oh, you just gotta fold the sides in, not necessarily push them straight down the middle. Oh, that's so much easier. Dang, I'm a dummy. What'd you think of that, huh? I will say, I don't like one thing about these diffusers is that they didn't send me ends on this, so that's kind of shoddy. So maybe I'll have to find them online or something. Let's go see how we did. And in case you're wondering, hey, what happened to your fancy quick connects? The wiring did add up. Because this is not color coded, it was, some were positive, some were negative, and they weren't lining up with all these little pigtails, so I just decided to keep it simple, stupid. Again, the driver cannot go inside this shelving unit. It would have been perfect to mount it there. Since we have to change our plans, I'm going to pop this out, mount it there. Wall power is gonna come out here. This power is gonna drop in, plug it and play. They'll sit in the corner. And because it's gonna be very top, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be covering it, it's not gonna be an eyesore. But man, that would be so much nicer if it was just in here, nice and perfect. I don't have to deal with the haters in the comments saying that's hideous, but I'm trying not to burn down my house. Final order of business, remove this cable and plug the power source straight into this driver. Ooh. I don't know what's harder, taking off the backing off the double-sided tape or building these shelves. All right, let's fire this puppy up. Let it glow. Woo! Look at her go. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Wow. Now, I'm not a decorator or anything, but I would say this is not half bad. All right guys, let's talk about the budget breakdown for this project. The lumber was $200 total. The LED light kits was $90. The electrical with the dimmer was $50, making the grand total for these 6-foot long floating shelves $340. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, there's a video right here that YouTube is recommending for you that you'll enjoy equally as well.